Canada Magazine, Psychedelic Canada Magazine, and High Europe Magazine. I'm so proud of these publications, and they have been a part of a network of publications operating for over the last decade plus that have focused on cannabis culture, entrepreneurship, people, psychedelics, and the broader counterculture movement from illegal to legal business development associated with these themes. I have accomplished what I wanted to do with these platforms. And now I want to look at the broader picture, the bigger picture. I spent a decade plus teaching Canada and Europe and the world about plant medicine. And now I am setting my sights even higher, so to speak. And here is how each of my previous publications have fit into the context of both my overall body of work and the independent publishing scene in Canada. First, High Canada Magazine. This publication has served since 2014 as a leading voice in the Canadian cannabis culture, addressing topics such as the people behind the plant, legalization, responsible use, and the social implications of cannabis and cannabis culture. It has included interviews, profiles, product reviews, articles on lifestyle, articles on health and fitness as they relate to cannabis. And as many of you know already, I have long been involved in fostering and building community around cannabis advocacy, activism, and education, positioning the magazines as an essential resource for both consumers and advocates within the cannabis culture space. And I've had one heck of a good time doing it too. From Biff Naked to Snoop Dogg, from Tommy Chong to Classified, from Jim Belushi to Henry Rollins. We have brought you the interviews you wanted to see and reported on the types of stories that you wanted to read. We were always focused on the people behind the plant, and in that we succeeded most glowingly. And for that, I will be forever grateful for that experience. Psychedelic Canada Magazine is a different story. This magazine delved into the world of psychedelics in Canada and internationally, exploring their therapeutic potential, cultural significance, and personal experiences related to their use. It discussed topics like mental health and the resurgence of interest in psychedelics within both scientific and recreational contexts. Have we ever come a long way? And it aligned with the counterculture ethos that advocates for the exploration of consciousness and alternative methods of healing. Truth, freedom, resonating with the ideas and ideals that I support in both my artistic and my publishing endeavors. Finally, High Europe Magazine. This publication extended the discussion of cannabis culture across the oceans into Europe and internationally, showcasing trends, regulations, and cultural attitudes towards cannabis in different European countries. It often featured insights into the evolving landscape of cannabis use and policy internationally, and by linking the Canadian cannabis culture to a broader European audience, it allowed us to foster a sense of global community among those interested in cannabis and its implications, encouraging dialogue across borders, across oceans, throughout the world. And together, these magazines created a comprehensive platform that supported the normalization and advocacy of cannabis use, psychedelic exploration, and countercultural lifestyles. They have provided both a voice and a network for individuals and communities interested in these topics. And this is aligned well with my emphasis on holding up alternative voices and celebrating independent thought. But now that time has come to an end. I am moving on to something bigger, much, much bigger. Over the early portion of 2025, I will be closing out our flagship publication, High Canada Magazine, as well as putting High Europe Magazine and Psychedelic Canada Magazine to bed in order to focus on a new project entirely devoted to celebrating Canadian and international culture with the launch of a new and improved social media platform media platform called Deep Culture Media, which we will be launching our printed publication, Deep Culture Magazine, and our podcast, Deep Culture at Night, in the spring of 2025. There are so many interesting stories that my newly formed Deep Culture team are eager to tell. And this magazine and this platform are going to allow some of the most brilliant minds in Canada to have a voice, to speak truth, to make a difference, to celebrate freedom in this very unique time in our lives. We're going to shine a light on the deep reservoir that is culture in Canada. I look forward to seeing you there.